I am on vacation. You can tell by the sunglasses, which make me look very cool and also a little mysterious. They do make me look mysterious, right? Like I don't look like one of those dudes that wears them inside to look cool, right? Right? Anyways, here is my caveat in advance that when it comes to rumors and leaks, I'm usually very skeptical. I'm kind of tired of leaks myself. I kind of prefer to just get the surprise from the Nintendo Direct itself. But given that my job is kind of, this, I tend to get asked about leaks and rumors enough that there's not really any way that I can avoid them anymore. So we're here now, and we're going to talk about this one particular rumor because I've been asked about it a lot. On December 31st, 2024, a Nintendo leaker by the name of Samus Hunter 2 said that a classic Zelda-like adventure game was in production at Nintendo. They mentioned specifically that this game would be from a franchise other than Zelda. Samus Hunter 2 claimed it was a Star Fox title, but it was not a Star Fox Adventures remake. It was a new title entirely. Around this time, lots of buzz around Star Fox was beginning to form because of multiple smaller things like Nintendo filing various trademarks relating to the franchise and Bandai Namco saying that they were working on a remaster of a 3D game for Nintendo. I actually did a video short on this because I believed that Bandai Namco had been contracted to do a Star Fox Assault remaster. However, Samus Hunter 2 has a fairly shaky history as a leaker, so this claim was met with a heavy dose of skepticism, from myself included. Time passed, and this last March, a whole bunch of leaks came out, some of which we now know are true. These leaks came from Nate the Hate, who is probably the most prominent gaming leaker right now since Pyoro got presumably old Yellard and we don't talk about Midori. Nate the Hate claimed that a new classic Star Fox game was on the way, as well as an Ocarina of Time remake. He claimed some other stuff as well that has not been corroborated as far as I'm aware. But obviously, Star Fox 2026 has been out for a month now, and the Ocarina of Time remake has been confirmed and it's on its way. Around the time that Nate the Hate leaked all of that, there was another rumor that showed up online, and that was that a second Star Fox game was in the works. This one being adventure-y. The classic Star Fox would be released to drum up hype for the new game, which was in early development and would come out sometime after 2026. There was also some mention of this adventures game being early in development and would potentially be cancelled if the classic Star Fox did not meet sales expectations. But the plot thickens. This rumor did not come from Nate the Hate. It came from a user named Malo932, who posted this leak seemingly in several different places. Now, Malo932 has since deleted a lot of their comments as they didn't want attention, but fortunately, Reddit user Alpha SSB preserved all of these screenshots and actually put together a really fantastic breakdown of this entire situation. The curious thing about Malo is that when they posted this new Star Fox adventure-like game leak, they included a bunch of other leaks, which do line up with Nate the Hate's. And Nate the Hate is very seldom wrong. But the timestamps clearly show that Malo posted them prior to Nate talking about them publicly, which means that Malo knew about them before Nate spilled the tea, so to speak. While Nate's leaks did not mention a Star Fox Adventures-like game in the works, he gave a very vague "I have nothing to share" when asked about it, which doesn't really confirm or deny anything. Is it just me? Or does all of this like he said, she said stuff feel kind of like high school? Anyways, that's the gist of the situation as far as I have found, and you might be wondering what I make of all of this. Well, I don't really care to sit and psychoanalyze every single person involved in this situation to determine what the truth is. I don't really know these people. Instead, I think it's a better use of our time to look at Nintendo and see what they do regarding reviving old franchises. I'm taking the sunglasses off. I feel self-conscious, okay? Watch this. Boom. Donkey Kong and Metroid are franchises that people often point at when they talk about older series getting a new breath of life. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD came out prior to Bonanza. Metroid Samus Returns came out prior to Dread. An old game remake or remaster, then a new game. A lot of people have theorized that Nintendo intends to do the same with Star Fox. Nintendo is a creature of habit until they are not. I don't think we're guaranteed that every remaster or remake is going to be followed up with a new game. I really think that just blindly believing that is going to set up people for eventual disappointment. If it's not with Star Fox, then with another franchise in the future. But I do think this strategy that Nintendo uses is a good one. It's been working so far, and I see no reason why they would necessarily stop using it, especially right now. We don't have official sales numbers for Star Fox 2026, but what information we do have seems to imply that it's sold pretty well. But every time I make a speculation video, or I talk about what I would like to see, or what I think is a good idea, I tend to think back to something that Papa Solaris would tell me. You don't know what you don't know. It sounded stupid when I was a hatchling, but the older I get, the more wisdom I see in that sentence. As consumers and funny people on the internet, we can speculate until the cows come home. But we don't have every bit of information that Nintendo has. We don't have every single detail that they do, and they may make a decision based off of something that we just don't know. This past month in July, Miyamoto revealed that it was the Super Mario Galaxy movie having Fox McCloud in it that spurred them to make Star Fox 2026. Previously, we had assumed he had been put into the movie because of the upcoming game. But as it turns out, the opposite was the case. If we believe that a new Star Fox game was not on their radar until the Galaxy movie was in production, it'd probably be a good idea to track the timeline of the production. Unfortunately, not all the details have been shared publicly, so it's a bit hard to determine when things really started rolling for the movie. Chris Pratt was mentioning a sequel would be announced back in 2023, but nothing official came out until March 2024. Now, if we think back to Samus Hunter 2, who leaked the Star Fox Adventures-like game in late 2024, I'm not really a game dev, so I'm not really sure how far along a game's development could even be in that amount of time, but pre-production seems very feasible. But then you also have this message here, which was sent to a YouTuber named Poro Michel. While we don't know for certain, it is believed that this was also sent by Mallow in March 2026. And this message claims that the game is in early development, but has been put on ice pending the success or failure of Star Fox 2026. I mean, that is possible. Or it's possible that Samus Hunter 2 was wrong, and the game actually hasn't been in development for that long. It's also possible that Mallow's wrong. There's too many unknown factors. We know the Mario Galaxy movie spawned Star Fox 2026, so if there was another game in the making as of 2024, then the movie theoretically had to have spawned both of them. I guess the question is, did Nintendo feel confident enough in the Super Mario Galaxy movie to decide to make two different Star Fox games? Did they really feel like Fox McCloud being in the movie was going to be enough of a popularity boost for his franchise? I just don't know the answer to that. Maybe the movie spurred them to try to revive the franchise in a similar way that they've been doing to others. And maybe we're going to get an announcement for a new Star Fox game sometime in the next 2 years. Maybe. It's what I hope for personally, and I do think there is merit to the idea. Because while I don't believe leaks unless they come from a proven, reliable source, and I'm skeptical about this whole thing in general, I do think that the odds of a new Star Fox game coming are generally favorable. Star Fox 2026 has seemingly sold well, being in the top 5 most sold games for June in the United States at least. Unfortunately, we don't really have the numbers, like I said, so it's hard to determine exactly how well it did sell. But probably enough for another game, is what it seems like. And that's honestly a relief. A major one. Hold on, okay, I'm calculating something really quick. If I had to guess what is happening behind the scenes, I would say that I'm like 70 to 80% sure that a second game does exist and is being handled by another studio, not Velen Studios, actually. I couldn't find accurate numbers for how many employees they have, but their LinkedIn claims that they have somewhere between 51 and 200 employees. I don't know logistically how many devs it takes to make a game like Star Fox 2026, but I would imagine a project like that was all hands on deck. Which means that if another game was in the works, it was probably given to someone else. Kind of like how 2D Metroid is handled by Mercury Steam and then 3D Metroid is handled by Retro Studios. I could see a world in which classic Star Fox titles are handled by Velen Studios, whereas another studio handles the non-classic Star Fox titles. I don't know who they'd give it to though. That's just kind of the guess that I have with what little information we all have. I'm just gonna hit a few more buttons in here for good measure. But yeah, that's what I think. I think that it probably does exist, yeah. But there is still 30 to 20% of me that thinks that Mallow may have gotten their information from a bad source who was only kind of right. And that maybe this game just does not exist at all. At the end of the day, it's important to remember that leaks and rumors come from people, and people can make mistakes. And sometimes people lie on the internet for fun, like saying that there's a new Star Fox Adventures-like game in the works, or that their uncle works for Nintendo, or that they're a dragon on the internet, or... You get what I mean. Take all leaks with a grain of salt and a healthy amount of skepticism that does not lead to defeatism and pessimism. Now, with all of that being said, I hope it's real. I hope it exists. I'm so excited at the just idea of a game like Star Fox Adventures in 2026 plus, because apparently it's not coming out this year, but I'm excited. I want this. I need it. I've been waiting for so long. Please give it to me. I need that. I need it in my life right now. Okay, if not right now, then whenever it's done, I would very much like it. Like a new Star Fox game? A new adventure? That's like Adventures? I guess, maybe, allegedly, I don't know. Looking at some of the ways that it's been described, I mean, they said an Adventures-y game. That means it's like Adventures, right? Right? I need this game on so many levels. It's like the food pyramid, but at the bottom, the foundation of the pyramid is this game idea. Star Fox Adventures like game. That's at the bottom of the pyramid. That's the foundation of the pyramid for me. I need that to live. I mean, that's really dramatic, but you know what I mean. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give me the funny little adventure game with my favorite space furries. Give it to me. Actually, hold on. I just had a thought. Like, wait, what does a game like Star Fox Adventures mean anyways? Like, outside of the R-Wing? Is it like a Zelda-like? Are there dinosaurs? I don't know. There better be dinosaurs, though. There better be. Maybe I should go start scripting a video about that, actually. Nah, I've got to do the NPC episode. And the Pigma video. And that other one that people really wanted. Decisions. Yeah, I really hope there's dinosaurs. Okay, let's think about this. Let's think about this for a second. Do you think they could put, like, iguanodons? I love iguanodons. What about, like, I know they were kind of velociraptors, but they got cut. But, like, what if we added velociraptors again? And, like, okay, but, like, hear me out. Hear me out. Old, depressed man dinosaur. Oh, man. Okay, wait, I'm cooking with that. All right, we're gonna start scripting. Let me grab my gamer subs and we can just keep on this train of thought. Train. Wait, what if the dinosaurs had a train that was shaped like a dinosaur? Oh my god, I'm cooking.